Welcome Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Risings. This is your March, your beginning of March 2020 video. There is going to be a full moon and that happens on March 10th. Now, in the previous videos, I gave a date of clarity because we're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. I gave a date of clarity between March 10th and March 14th. I want to right now add on the additional information of things that are happening at that time, and I want you to be aware of them and their degrees, because of the fact that if you have additional planets at these points, at these matching degrees of the full moon and Neptune, you're going to want to know, because these factors can add more confusion in your life. But if you're aware of this ahead of time, then you're going to be all good. So let's now dip deep into all astrology. Neptune. Let's go to Neptune. Neptune is all about adding confusion. Neptune dissolves the material, physical, tangible world. Neptune's job is to put someone's hands over your eyes and you're supposed to be like, I can't see you, who is it, right? That whole bullshit. Neptune's job is literally to perfect your vision, because when your vision is covered, how do you learn to see? You develop the other senses, right? You learn to get really good in what you hear, right? Therefore, you can ask questions and listen very carefully, and you can learn things and see even more clearly, even though your physical eyes may not be able to see. Your other sensations and sensitivities pick up. What we're going to be experiencing is the Sun conjunct Neptune. This is all going to start around February 7th. Okay, so this is important. When the Sun and Neptune sit on top of one another, Neptune will, if its job is to dissolve the material, physical, tangible world, and our bodies are in that realm, right, then typically it has the same effect as if you have Neptune squaring Mars, which is you may feel run down, you may feel sick, okay? Your sensitivities are heightened at this time in multiple ways. Your empathic sensibilities, you can feel others and what they're feeling, whether they're right next to you, and depending upon where you are and your layer of evolution, you may be able to sense people who don't live near you, but who are bonded to you in some way, shape, or form, whether it's from past life. You're going to be able to pick up and innately have an understanding of others in your lives and what they're feeling. It's not so much about, I know because they told me. It's about, I know because I can feel what they're feeling, and that's how I know. So it gives us great understanding and compassion, okay? So this is one of the ways it can look. At the same time, we could, like I said, feel run down, and we have less resistance to substances at this time. Now, I bring this up because a couple days later, we're going to have a full moon, okay? And when you have a full moon, that means the moon is opposing the sun, right? You've got the bright flames of the sun down here, and you've got the moon over here, which is full. And the moon sends beams that way, and the sun sends beams this way. So what I want to do is give you some degrees, because I really want you to find out if you have any natal planets in your own chart. If you do, this is going to be a bigger deal for you, all right? So 17 degrees, 18 degrees, 19 degrees Pisces, 17 degrees, 18 degrees, 19 degrees Virgo, all right? The full moon happens on March 10th. And it happens at 19 degrees and 37 minutes of Virgo. So on March 7th is when the transiting sun starts getting closer to the 18-degree Neptune in Pisces, right? At the opposite end of the Virgo energy, and where the Virgo full moon's going to be. So when that transiting sun, like on the 7th, the 8th, starts touching Neptune, okay, we are going to have a greater knowing and understanding because we can feel it. At the same time, you want to see if you have any planets there, especially if you have something like the moon, or if you have your natal Neptune there. I mean, it's already a Piscean place, right? So depending upon where this is in your chart, and for you, Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Risings, this is in your second house. So this has everything to do with what you value, your income, your resources, your money, things that you value. Your values that you have for yourself. Do you value yourself? Have you been getting confused about your worth? Because that's what that is, my self-worth. And having very idealistic views of self, because that would be Neptune effect. Very idealistic, maybe delusional, that's Neptune. You have to try to figure out what is tangibly yours, what is tangibly what I own, what do I tangibly have in the bank, What do I tangible, like this is mine. I paid for this, right? But because I have shared space with somebody, right? I didn't buy that chair, but because I share the space with them, well, that's mine too. Well, no, it's not. I didn't buy it. It is not mine, right? So that's the challenge. And this may be a factor for you at this time, or may have been a factor for you, or may not. Just depends on if there's things there in that placement, and if you have anything in the mutable energies. So if you have something immutable, which would be Gemini, or the opposing energy of Gemini, which is Sagittarius, right? Those are the other mutables. So those would square your second house, okay? Your second house is where your Pisces energy sits. So 18 degrees Neptune. Neptune has been floating around. It's been spending a lot of time around 16, 17, 18 degrees. And so I don't think there's any coincidence that the sun is going to sit on top of Neptune while Mercury is in its retrograde, while we have an opposing full moon, because at the full moon, what happens at full moons? Our emotions are heightened, all right? The cool thing is that because we have the sun and Neptune happening together, that kind of gives us a clarity, okay? And like I said, wait till Mercury's going forward, which she's going to do come the 10th, right? She will be in air, she will be in Aquarius, she'll be moving forward. She won't be extremely fast, but she will be moving forward. And you'll have more clarity than you've been having, because things have been confusing about what you value, okay? At the same time, when the full moon occurs on the 10th of March, this is a day where I am recommending that if you have planets that are conjunct this, either in Virgo or in Neptune, you might want to wait. If you realize that you're highly emotional because of the full moon, because that's what full moons do, right? I just said you're going to have emotions down here with the moon, and you're also going to have emotions up here because the sun and Neptune were sitting together. So it's emotions, concentration of emotions here. And for the Aquarius ascendants, this is in your second house of money. And then the full moon is happening in the opposite house. So this is in your 8th house of other people's money, other people's values. This is in the house of shared resources. So it comes down to this tug of war. This is powerful, and this is powerful. And when you have that kind of angst, that kind of elevated emotions, you never want to make a decision. All you got to do is wait for the moon to pass. The full moon is very quick. It's fleeting. But what that does is it gives you enough time, because it moves fast, and so does the sun. Thankfully, they'll be moving in opposite directions, right? The moon will be here, the sun will be here. There'll be exact opposition. But then very quickly, they start moving. Sun's going to go this way, and the moon's going to go this way. So they start separating, which is good, all right? We start getting away. The emotions become less hot. They start to cool down. We can start pulling back in some of our tangible, rational thinking. We can be objective and logical. And it shouldn't take long. The whole point of this video is for you to recognize that even though there's this time where we're going to have some clarity, recognize, as always, before the sun rises, that is the darkest time. And that would be this. And this would happen in varying degrees in your specific chart. If you're not sure, if you're new here, comment your stuff down below. I'll hook you up. I'll help you out. And if you're not new here, you know me. Go ahead and ask your question. I'll help you out. So I hope this helps Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Risings, and I hope this has put some light on your path.